So we're going to cover field training today as well. Best practices, how to do it the right way. We've got five new agents hitting the field today. So we've got Wesley Ford, Angela Duncan, Teresa Thames, Michael Flint, and Allison Buckle all hitting the field today. Today is their last day of Sales Academy. So we're going to talk about field training. And guys, field training, it starts before agents get out of Sales Academy. We need to have communication with these brand new agents before they even go to Sales Academy. People need to have, I know a lot of other agencies, they do what's called 2 touches per week. So one touch is going to be a text message, with an eagle or with a video or a claim, just getting them excited about the career, just getting them started out. And then the second touch needs to be a phone call, just a 5-minute check-in. Hey, how's it going? How's the licensing process going for you? What's going on in your life? How's everything been going for you? How excited are you about coming on board? We're super excited to have you. And, that needs to happen every single week up until the agent is in Sales Academy. And we as field trainers, we need to have that communication with them. We need to, establish that relationship with the brand new agent before they even start hitting the field. And the Eagles and the testimonials and the videos, that's going to get them super inspired. That's going to get them super fired up before they even start the career. So once they get out of Sales Academy, they're going to be just straight on fire, and they're going to protect a lot of families as well. The day of field training, we need to be sure to have conversations with the agent. And also the day of field training, we need to be sure the night before we pick out a spot to meet them in, and we need to make sure that we beat them to the field. We need to make sure that we beat them to that spot so that they're not waiting on us. We're waiting on them, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go walk into that first business as soon as they get there. And some of the conversations that we need to have, we need to prep for the day whenever, right before we walk into the business. So prep the day. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to cover Aaron Stolp's field training schedule, what that looks like. So one of the conversations that we need to have with them, we need to prep the day. So go into it with them, say, we may protect the family. We may protect every person we talk to. We may not protect anybody. We cannot control that. All we can control is our attitude and effort. So today we're going to have fun, leave everybody in a better mood than when we found them, and focus on getting better with each person that we talk to. The goal is 10 calls and 2 demos per goal period, either or. Okay. And guys, we can show them how and set them up a Voxer channel. I know for me, whenever we get that first family protected, I set up their Voxer and then, join them to the chat. And then I drop the bombs and I put their name on there. And I say, everybody welcome so-and-so to the field, or so-and-so to the family. And I set them up on each Voxer channel. And I also make a Voxer channel for just me, them, and Kyle. And guys, you can do that for you, them, and Van if you're in Van's organization. But that's gonna have your own specific chat so that you can help coach them along the way, even after you're not with them in the field. So you can keep that constant communication with them throughout the day to find out what's going good, find out what they need help on. You can help coach them along the way as well too. So you can also explain to them, how important it is to manage their time and to manage your time as well too. So have that conversation with them. Guys, know how much money you make per hour and know what you're worth, and say, hey, you know what? I'm dedicating 8+ hours of my time with you today because I believe in you. So take my time today and use it to learn. You know, say I've got my knowledge, I've got X amount of years in the field, or, X amount of months in the field, and you know what works and you know what doesn't. But you can either take it all in and then when you need it, or not have it at all, you know. So they need to be taking, guys, detailed notes on everything that you do, and have that conversation with them before you even walk into the very first business. Say, hey, you know what? You need to take notes on everything that I say and everything that I do. Guys, when I first started my very first couple of days in the field, I was getting super mad and super frustrated because I could not write down everything that Kyle said. And guys, I have people that follow me out in the field. They don't take a single note. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? Like, just take notes. Just try to write down everything that I say. Um, show them about the goal card. Show them how to win the goal periods. Because guys, if we show them how to win every single goal period, they're gonna win the day. If they win the day, and they do that every single day, then they're gonna win the week. If they win the week every single week, then they're gonna win the month. All right. So that's kind of like the pre-work right there. So from 9 a.m. to 12, and this is more along the lines of like the very first full day in the field. I know that now it's a little bit different because agents get out of Sales Academy at 1 o'clock on Thursdays. So I know for me, I'm starting with my agents out in the field at 1:30 whenever they get out of Sales Academy on Thursday. So guys, have them do the very first approach. I do that with everybody. And then coach them at the end of it. So one thing that they did good at, one thing that they need to work at, it's called a compliment challenge, guys. So you give them one positive thing, one thing that they can work on, and then another positive thing at the end. And that always helps with it as well. And guys, the most important part of this as well too is do not save them. Do not save them from, botching the very first approach or, anything like that. They need to know that this is very, very serious and they need to take it serious. And then when you go right next door to the next business and you use that person's name and you get to sit down, then they're going to know in their head that, okay, this person knows more about what we're doing than I do. So I need to write down what they say. I need to take what they say seriously, and I need to do exactly what they're doing. So that's guys why I always have them do the very first approach, and I do not save them. We're going to build your foundation. We can't perfect everything at once. We have to do it piece by piece. So the only thing that I want them to focus on in the goal period is how fast they're going in between businesses. So the pace in between businesses, have them see you always ask who's next. Always get pre-approach on who's next in the business next door. When leaving the business, or we can teach them, guys. They get on Thursdays, they get training on the CRM, our new CRM. So we can help them, look through that, look at current businesses that are right around us, show them how to do everything with the CRM as well. And guys, I need to see how we coach ourselves at the end of every business. And if you're not coaching yourself, you definitely need to do that. We need to be talking positively to ourselves each and every day throughout the day as well. So one thing that we did well, one thing that we need to work on for the next, and it teaches them how to self-coach and focus on progress and not perfection. So, but they need to just catch themselves doing something right. And that's the same thing that we need to do each and every day. And that's from pretty much from 9 to 10. That's all you're focused on right there between 9 to 10 is, approaching, showing them how to get pre-approach, walking into the next business, showing them the pace that we need to be taking each and every day. So from 10 to 12, if they don't have the approach down, that is what we need to be focused on 100%. Because nothing else matters. Because you're not going to get to the different stages of the presentation if you don't have your approach nailed down to a T. So the pace needs to be low and slow. We need to be assumptive, personable, asking people for a place to sit down, and not just asking, hey, do you have a quick second, then we can go over here and talk? No, do you have a place for me to sit down? Very assumptive, very low, very slow. Using names of people that we just talked to at the other businesses, they need to see that each and every call. How they ask for the owner or the manager. And if the owner or the manager isn't there, then we need to show them how to pivot to the person that we're talking to. And we need to be doing that each and every time. Pre-approach for, when is the manager going to be here? When are they going to be available? We need to show them that. And yeah, that's pretty much from 10 to 12 is just wrapping up on the approach and how to get sit down correctly. So lunchtime, discussing the notes that you've taken, the first half of the day, and discussing the notes that they've taken the first half of the day as well too. Guys, you can meditate, during lunch as well, and show them how we pack our lunch. And we take a very quick lunch in our car, and we don't waste a ton of time. We don't waste an hour going and sitting down in a restaurant. And how to put the goal period away and, crystallize and refocus on the next goal period. So just focus on winning that next goal period. From 1 to 3, this is the second goal period. I want you to focus on how I build rapport through questions once sitting down. A lot of times, new people don't know how to ask the questions to build the rapport. They don't know how to ask the right way or how many questions to ask. Guys, building a rapport is one of the most important parts of our demonstrations. Okay. So simple questions that we always ask. So how long have you worked here? What did you do before you started here? Are you from here originally? If not, where are you from? What brought you here? Are you married? Do you have kids? How are your kids? What does your spouse do? All those questions, guys, are huge with building rapport. I have a set amount of questions that I ask each and every person. And these questions help go from vague about businesses to helping focus on them personally. And then you ask, the cancer questions. Who's the closest person to you that's ever gone through cancer? And guys, show them how we 3D names of, hey, Sally next door, her mom went through breast cancer. I know that she went through it for about 5 years. So for you, not really easy question, who's the closest person to you that's ever gone through it? Show them how to 3D that and give to get. Okay. So then we're going to go into introduction, building the need. Only focus is how I go over the stats, the direct cost page, backup plan, critical questions. And at the end of the goal period, discuss takeaways and show how to reset for the next goal period as well too. From 3 to 5, the last goal period is only focus on the buying atmosphere. How to slow down, how you slow down when getting to it, how we shut off the iPad and relax, not moving on until they answer, yes or no on making the decision, drawing out objection here and go ahead and rebuttaling it. I need to talk to my spouse, but I don't make any decisions without my spouse. Okay, that's totally cool, Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones, now, is this something that you and your spouse have ever looked at together? Okay. Is your spouse okay with you making $1, $2 a day decision for you and your family? Or is that something that you still need to call and ask permission for? And then 4 to 5, turn it over to them. Give them focus. only only goal for last hour is 5 calls or 1 demo. Purpose is to get them out of their comfort zone and used to going into the next business. Who's next? Encourage them. One thing that's good, one thing to focus on at the end of each call or demo, and then one great thing again of what they've done good so far. And then at 5 p.m., because guys, we need to show them that we don't leave the field before 5 p.m. at all. Recap the day, what they learned, what notes they took, show them how to enter stats, show them FHL Connect, how to order brochures, the fit training, all of the tools on the Protect One Family website. Give focus. They have homework that's assigned to them as well. So go over the homework with them, tell them what they need to do, and hold them accountable, guys. So ask them about the homework the very next day, because if you ask them about it and they haven't done it, they're going to know right away, hey, they're going to ask me about my homework if I did it, the night before. So I'm going to be sure to do that. Day 2 is follow up on, what they learned for homework. So it kind of goes right into that. Follow up on what they took away from the call. Our 8 a.m. calls, they're phenomenal. They're fire. So ask them, hey, what did you take away from this morning's call? The very first part of the day, show them how to do callbacks, starting right where you started the day before. That shows them how you work a territory tight right there. Have them pay attention to how fast you go through the benefits during the demo. Explain selling the sizzle, not the steak. Too often people spend most time on benefits page when really it sells itself regardless of how many scenarios and examples you show. 11 to 12, it's their turn. Unless there's more callbacks, then finish the goal period. Once you're caught up on the morning callbacks, their turn to break turf and finish off the goal period. After each call, ask them what's one thing you feel you did well right there, and what's one thing you feel like you need to work on or focus on to improve for the next one. It gets them asking themselves and coaching themselves. Do this quickly. It doesn't need to be a 10-minute conversation. One example, I did really well with my pace. This time, making sure I asked for a place to sit down. That's one perfect example. Over lunch, recap how they think they did, what they did well, one thing they need to focus on for the next goal period. Put the goal period away and create a new one. Put the focus they need on the goal period and meditate. From 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, the focus is to get them into demos. So they're working. Our goal is to help them get started to use and get used to just going to the next business. For this goal period, I'm just going to watch so I can see where you're at skill wise to see what we need to focus on. And as always, one thing that they did good and one thing to focus on for the next one. And no matter what, guys, do not jump in or save them at any point in time. This is the time for them to be able to fumble or fail forward, even if they mess up a presentation. So, guys, the biggest thing don't save anybody. They need to see failure. They need to see them mess up, and they need to see that it's going to be okay. If we jump in and we save them every single time that they fail or they mess up, then the precedence is going to be set that we're going to be there for them every single time that they mess up, and we're going to be there to catch them. And guys, we're not. They need to learn how to do this on their own. Okay. So 3 to 5, kind of go to every other. So, your turn, their turn, your turn, their turn. When it's my turn, so this time, all I want you to focus on and take notes is on me. This is where I help them focus on my transition to close, my close rebuttals when I'm presenting, trial closing questions after the demo, the price build up, not comparing it to a bill, but rather disposable income, dinner, kids' football cleats, etc. How to use their scenarios in transition to close, and critical question: why would only one at a time in order. And when it's their turn, watch the first one and see how it goes. One thing that's good, one thing they need to focus on. And at 5, enter stats, recap, go over notes, and assign homework. Day 3, get them used to working a full day on B2B. Get them used to being outside of their comfort zone. 9 to 5 all day is their approaching. One thing good, one thing to focus on. If they end up going more than 1.5 hours without a demo after the last approach, give one good thing and one thing to work on, and then show them what you mean. You did a great job building rapport there. Only thing you need to work on is the buying atmosphere, and get them to admit on a yes or no decision. Here, watch me, and then you go do it. And after you show them what you wanted them to focus on, turn it back over to them. At 5, enter stats, recap, assign homework, and let them know. And this part really matters. Let them know when you can be with them the next day, and what they're going to need to do for them to make it happen. Only focus on the rest of the week is getting 2 out of 3 days. That is it. That's the most important thing that you can show somebody while field training, is getting it 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 day. Guys, our goal should be a 3 out of 3 day no matter what. And they need to see that. Reemphasize the importance of Voxer over the next couple of days. Voxing every single demo, what happened, so that we can continue coaching them, and follow through on your promise that they do the things that you tell them to do as well. So here's field training for dummies, the 4 steps right here. Working with intention, purposeful, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3 days, drive and intensity. That's what we should be focused on. Number 2, communication. Speak with them daily. Every single day, we need to speak with them. Building relationships. This is what keeps them going through tough times. So when you build that relationship, that foundation, showing them the resources to succeed and why it's important, and holding them accountable to that. Sacrifice, remembering why it's worth it, and showing them that it is worth it. So guys, I know that that's the first couple of days of field training, and it definitely doesn't end after those first couple of days. I know for me personally, like, I trained Rylan for a week straight. He followed me out in the field for 5 days in a row, and I've done other agents the same exact way. I know for me, kind of what my field training schedule looks like. The first 2 days after Sales Academy, I'm with them. Monday, I'm usually with them. Tuesday, I'm with them for sure the following week, and then Wednesday, I'm usually with them as well too, and possibly even on like Friday, just depending on what, if I have another agent coming out of Sales Academy as well. And then it kind of goes to more as an as needed basis. But I want to make sure that I'll lay that good foundation for new agents whenever they first start. So I like to front end a lot of my work. So on the back end, it's more of just maintenance. It's not that I have to teach them anything or show them how to do anything. It's more along the lines of, hey, you haven't made a sale in 2 days. I'm gonna get out in the field with you, and we're gonna find out what's going on. But guys, any key takeaways, questions from any of that?
Yeah, I got one. So what do you do when they're not taking notes for a whole day? Do you say, "Come on, man, you got to take some notes," or how hard are you on them?
Yeah, definitely don't be scared to be hard on them at this point in time. I know for me, I make $160 an hour. If I'm spending 8 hours of my time with you, that's a lot of money. Now you can use my time and my investment in you and get better, or you can waste it. Which one of those do you prefer?
Oh,
Guys, anything that you personally are going to implement, right now, going out and field training?
Yeah, man, just staying connected with people in the pipeline as they're going through the process, sending out texts. I'll have an outline that literally shoots it. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's the same text, that it will be sent out every single person. Kind of the same thing. Just keep them engaged. That's huge.
Yep.
And then CJ, quick question for you if others have it too, but when it comes to the business side of things with, checking how we get paid, the website, do you take time to sit down with people and run them through that? Obviously not day 1, 2, or 3, but kind of towards the end of that training. Hey, this is where you can find X, Y, and Z. Go play, look around.
Yep. That's a great thing to do at lunch for sure.
Right on.
Show them FHL Connect, show them the Protect My Family website, show them how to order brochures, show them, all the different tools and resources that we have available to them. Show them the Elevators podcasts all throughout lunch as well too. And you can eat lunch in your car and have the Elevators podcast playing on, Amberly Kessler's Everyday Enrollments. Yeah, it's so cool to do something like that where you don't really need it, but it's going to be huge for them, but it doesn't hurt to re-listen to it. So.
For sure. Thanks, man.
Anybody else? Any key takeaways, questions?
Thank you, CJ.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it is 8:31. It is Thirsty Thursday. There's still a lot of time left in the week. I know that Thursdays are usually our best producing days. So let's go out there and let's have fun today. Let's leave everybody in a better mood than when we found them, in a better spot than when we found them. And let's go make it happen. And let's go catch up with Miss Jones. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, CJ.